Today, we're going to dive into a really important book, one that has guided so many people on their path to healing. Women, Sex, and Addiction by Dr. Charlotte Kasl. We're going to unpack some of the powerful, life-changing ideas inside.
For decades, this book has been a compassionate guide for exploring the super complex ties between a woman's sexuality, her search for love and power, and the grip of addiction. It's a journey that, as Kasl says, really honors the soul just as much as the body.
So this is the big one. This is the central question the book asks. It's the question that really sits at the very heart of the struggle and at the heart of the healing process we're going to talk about.
Okay, so where does this all start? Well, the book completely reframes the problem. This isn't about some kind of moral failing. Not at all. It's about a fundamental human drive, the search for love.
And here's where the perspective really shifts. Instead of seeing addiction as the problem, Kasl presents it as a symptom, a misguided attempt to fill a deep inner emptiness, or what she calls a nameless yearning for something more.
Now, to really understand this misguided search, Kasl defines two key patterns of behavior that are often tangled up together: sex addiction and sexual codependency.
So on one side, you have sex addiction. This is often about using sex to feel powerful, to get a temporary high, or to create this illusion of intimacy. It's a compulsive cycle that just feels more and more out of your control. And then on the other side, there's sexual codependency, which is more about sacrificing your own desires out of fear. Fear of being alone, fear of being abandoned, just to keep a relationship afloat.
And wow, this quote from the book just nails the difference, doesn't it? One is basically worshiping the act itself, looking for power there. The other is worshiping a partner, sacrificing yourself in the hope of getting love and security back.
So you might be asking, where do these patterns even come from? Well, the book makes it clear they don't just pop up out of nowhere. They're often built, piece by piece, from different parts of a person's life puzzle. Kasl points to several really deep roots. Things like unresolved childhood wounds that can create this deep-seated belief that you're just not worthy of love. Or think about the constant negative messages from our culture that teach women their main value is in their sexuality. When that's a script you're given, sex can turn from an expression of who you are into a tool, a commodity to be traded for the security or approval you feel like you can't get any other way.
Understanding those roots is so important because it moves you from shame to compassion. And that compassion, it's the foundation for the next step. Because this book doesn't just diagnose the problem, it offers a really clear and hopeful path forward. A journey to recovery that Kasl calls the journey home.
And here's the philosophy behind that journey, and it's a big one. Recovery is not about fixing something that's broken. It's a process of unlearning. It's about gently stripping away all those layers of negative conditioning and shame to rediscover the whole, vital, and sacred person you've actually been all along. So the book lays out this path, and it starts with three huge foundational steps. First, surrender, that really courageous act of just admitting the problem has gotten bigger than you. Second, ask for help, realizing that addiction thrives in isolation, but healing happens in connection. And third, acknowledge spirituality, which is all about turning inward to find your own source of strength and truth, whatever that looks like for you.
And that second step, asking for help, man, that is one of the most powerful themes in this entire book. Kasl is so clear you cannot do this alone. The support, the understanding, the shared experience you find in a community of peers, like in 12-step programs, is presented as absolutely essential for real healing. This whole idea of finding your community is just so vital. And honestly, it's why we create this space right here. So if you're finding value and a sense of support in these explainers, please take a second to like this one and subscribe to our Recovery Anonymous channel. It genuinely helps us keep building this community where we can all learn and heal together.
But what does life actually look like on the other side of this journey, right? After all the hard work, what's the goal? The book frames it in such a beautiful, inspiring way. It's about developing a love affair with life itself.
And this just illustrates the new perspective perfectly. The goal isn't to get rid of sexuality, but to put it back in its proper place. Kasl uses this amazing metaphor of a kaleidoscope. Your life is filled with so many colorful pieces: friendship, creativity, your work, family. Sexuality is just one of those colors. It contributes to the beautiful, ever-changing pattern, but it's not the whole picture.
And that brings us to one last really profound thought from the book. Recovery isn't about becoming someone new. It's about making a sacred commitment to the person you already are, a commitment to honor the wonderful gift you are to the universe. And that is a powerful idea to carry with you.